Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Justin, for those of you who are new. And for those who are not new, well, welcome back. I'm glad that you're here, and I hope everybody is doing superb. This is the time of year where we're all building up to something. We're building up to anticipation. We're just waiting for that next big sports move to happen. The new league year starts on March 17th at 4 p.m. And this is an opportunity for my Jets and your team to get better in every way that we can, through trades, free agents, draft. Now, this video specifically is about the Jets in-house free agents on offense. Next week, we're going to have defense, and the week after that, we will have big game hunting free agents. Who are some guys that I want the Jets to target? And this is about the Jets' future. How do these guys fit, and where do I see them going? So without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, I want to talk about different types of free agents in the NFL. So there's 3 designations a player can have. According to NFL.com, an unrestricted free agent is any player with 4 or more accrued seasons and is on an expired contract. He's free to negotiate and sign with anybody he pleases. A restricted free agent is a player with 3 accrued seasons and an expired contract. They're able to negotiate with anybody. However, if their team offers them a tender or a qualifying offer, they have to stay. If a tender is pulled, they then become unrestricted. And lastly, this is brand new for me, an exclusive rights free agent is any player with fewer than 3 accrued seasons and an expired contract. If his team offers him a 1-year contract at the league minimum, he cannot negotiate with anybody else. Now, the types of tenders a player can have, well, there's the franchise tag, the transition tag, there's second round tenders, original round tender, exclusive franchise tag, non-exclusive. All leverage tools for teams, right? So an exclusive franchise tag is he cannot negotiate with anybody. A non-exclusive franchise tag is he's free to negotiate with anybody, but if you sign that player, you owe them a first-round pick. So usually the biggest market players like J.C. Jackson, Dalton Schultz for the Cowboys, players that are valuable to a team, those guys are eligible for the franchise tag. And it sucks when you get so excited for a certain guy and he gets the franchise tag, because that's one less guy you can sign. And the only way to get him is if you're forking up money and you're trading up draft picks. So according to SportTrack, the New York Jets have 24 free agents, 12 on offense, 12 on defense. And at the top of the list is Braxton Berrios, fan favorite, wide receiver, Jamison Crowder, wide receiver, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, Alex Lewis, Keelan Cole, wide receiver, Morgan Moses, right tackle, Dan Feeney, guard, Joe Flacco, quarterback, Tyler Croft, tight end, Mike White, he's a quarterback and a restricted free agent, Jeff Smith, wide receiver, and exclusive rights free agent. And lastly, Tevin Coleman, running back. So first, let's talk about Jamison Crowder. He finished his 3rd consecutive year leading the Jets in receiving. He finished the year with 51 receptions, 447 yards, 8.8 yards per reception, 2 touchdowns, and he played in 13 out of 17 games. A little bit more injuries than I'd like to see, but overall, I like him for this team. He's been consistent. He's been here since 2019 and just a reliable target for all the quarterbacks that he's been with. Now, his availability at this point is a little bit concerning. He's 29. He's not getting any younger. He got a restructured deal to come back this season, and it's just all roads point to a departure. Now, there's 2 reasons as why Crowder's going to be gone, despite the fact that I like him so much. Number 1, the Jets' assets in the draft and cap space. I think the Jets are going to be big game hunters in the wide receiver market, and they're going to be looking to draft some new playmakers. So that leads to number 2, depth chart position. If we get 1 or 2 more receivers, whether it's a restricted, a free agent, and a draft pick, that puts Crowder at the 4th and 5th wide receiver spot. And at this point of his career, he's not going to want that. He's going to want more opportunities to get more targets and capitalize on the final days of his career. He's probably maybe got 4 to 5 more years left. Who knows? But the verdict is, it was nice knowing you, Crowder. Wishing you the best, Crowder. Braxton Barrios. This is a guy that we picked up in 2019 off waivers from New England, and he's really grown into a good contributor for this team. If you asked me in the beginning of the year, would Braxton Barrios be a really hot commodity for us in free agency? I'd probably tell you you're crazy, but he became an all-pro kick returner this last year. Versatile player in the offense. He returns kicks, punts. He plays all over the offense in the slot, jet sweeps, running the ball, throwing the ball. He's one of those gritty, under-the-radar guys. He's like a really new Wayne Corbett. And I think there's a situation where I want to see the Jets reward a hard-working player that's well-liked in the building. But unfortunately, he's not dominant enough to command top money, so he can't get franchise tagged. But you don't want to play cheap with him. You play cheap with some of these guys and they go off to another position, and it's just like something good is there and you lose it because of the money. So there's rumors apparently that he wants $9 million per year. Listen, for a guy with 46 receptions, 431 yards receiving, 9.4 yards per return, 2 touchdowns rushing, and 1 kick return touchdown, that's not $9 million plus receiver money. Okay, that's the bottom line. Good player. He does not command that much money. So this is a no-brainer. Is he replaceable? Well, yeah, but I know the Jet fans agree. We don't want to see him leave. When the Jets had no receivers this year against Tampa Bay at some point in the year, Braxton was there doing the thing. And I think personally a contract $5 million to $8 million per year max. I think 8 is as high as I'm going to go for Braxton. I'm terrified of a team like Miami and the Eagles, or a desperate team like the Jaguars, to take him away from us. But I want to see him back. Get him back in the building at all costs. Keep him here. Keep continuity. Now, Keelan Cole was next. He finished the year with 28 receptions, 449 yards, 16 yards per reception, and 1 touchdown. He was an addition last year, 1-year contract, and he was not really moving the needle. I remember in one Jets drive, you see him and Mim talking each other up about how cool they are, how great they challenge each other. Well, they challenged each other, all right. Both of them were invisible. Both of them with horrible drops, looking lost. When we needed guys to help Zach, him and Mims played hide and seek. So like I said with Crowder, it's going to be a depth chart game. It's going to be an opportunity situation. And Cole didn't do enough to really warrant coming back. So I could see the Jets looking to bring in 2 receivers this year at least. And Cole will not be one of them. Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith is a guy on this team that I feel like is like a Eric Tomlinson, Eric Smith, Ryan Griffin. Like, he's just a guy that's just there, in my opinion. You don't know where he's from. You don't know what he does. He does nothing special, but he's a player. He's been an Adam Gase guy, so that's why I don't want to see him here anyways, because Adam Gase remnants, I don't want that. But he has value on specials. He's a wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6. He dropped passes from Zach, so I don't really want to see him touching the ball. He's an exclusive rights free agent, and I could see him coming back. It's cheap to bring him back, so I don't see why not. But we need to make some rules. If you dropped a beautiful pass from Zach Wilson, well, the verdict should be adios. We don't need you. 8 receptions, 113 yards. Not enough to really warrant any good money, but he's cheap. Welcome back, Jeff Smith. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif. He was a midseason pickup for the Jets. He was a starter for the Chiefs. He was a really solid right guard on the Super Bowl team. And then in the pandemic, he went into action as a doctor because he is licensed to practice as a doctor in Canada, which is pretty unique. And he missed all of the season. Now, we traded away for him, and we basically got him for free because the player that we traded away, we got him back. He played pretty well in his time there. It wasn't dominant, but we ran for over 100 yards in 4 out of the 7 games he started, and he looked better than GVR, even though that's a low bar to clear. You know they're going to do something about the offensive line, but what specifically? Well, since he's clarified his situation with his medical practice, he will be playing next year. He's spoken highly of his opportunity here and how much he loves it here and how much he fits. So I can see him coming back. Maybe a 1-year deal, 2-year deal. Keep offensive linemen. They are hard to come around. So the verdict on him is welcome back. Alex Lewis, a veteran guard that did not play at all last year. He had a lot of personal issues he was handling, and I don't see the Jets bringing a guy back that did not play last year and really wasn't that good when he was playing. Solid locker room guy, tough, gritty guy, but he's not that good. And we're going to get better offensive line. So it was nice, Alex. That's the verdict. Morgan Moses. This is a tricky one for me because I really liked this signing over the summer. And he played pretty well this year. He was really consistent. According to Pro Football Reference, he had the highest approximate value of any player. He seems to love it here too. He spoke highly about our locker room and our situation and where we're headed. But I think 2 factors with him. He's going to want more money. He's going to want a solidified starter spot. And at least number 2, Becton and Fant are going to have a competition at left tackle. Loser's probably going to go to right tackle. And I don't see how Moses really fits in that puzzle there. Especially when considered he's going to want a solidified spot. If Fant or Becton loses, the guys are both really good where they're going to have a spot on the line somewhere else. And those guys are under contract. So good depth, but I want to have solidified answers on the line. So if I'm the Jets, I really am looking to sign it back. but it's got to make sense for both parties. 2 to 3 year deal is nice. I don't see him coming back personally. It's going to be tough to see him go. Dan Feeney. Nice death piece. Filled in for injured Connor McGovern down the stretch in the year. He plays guard and center, but he could be a casualty as well. He could be gone because I think I see the Jets trying to sign or draft better guards. He's not that bad of a guard or center. He's not starter quality in my opinion, but when you have a guy like McGovern and you had as many injuries as the Jets did this past year, depth does not hurt. He's got to be cheap. He's got to be cheap. So if he's not cheap, he's gone. But if he is going to be cheap, depth signing for sure. But if we can, find a better replacement. Joe Flacco. We traded a 6th round draft pick for him, even though he was on the team last year. A little bit of an odd situation, but you got to get quarterbacks in the building. You need reliable backup quarterback play. There's no better quarterback to be a backup for Zach Wilson than Flacco at this time. Flacco ended the year with 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, 113 rating, and is only starting against Miami. He'll probably be back, but I can see the Jets saying no. Because again, you could just draft another quarterback if you want a cheap one for backups. And this leads to our second quarterback, Mike White. Mike White was probably the future of the Jets quarterback for 30 seconds. He was never my future, but the Jet fans were really overhyped him a lot, and they loved him because he had a good performance against the Bengals and looked good against Indy. He turned the ball over a lot. He finished the year with 8 interceptions compared to 5 touchdowns. He threw for 953 yards and had a 75.1 rating. I could see him and Flacco coming back and being cut either way. But he's a 1-year tender. I think he's going to be back. They like him in the room. They love his energy. But Jet fans, he is not the future. And we would have to say that. Tyler Kroft. As bad as this offense needs tight end, Kroft spent a lot of time hurt. He's not a bad player, decent blocker, but we need more from this position that he's providing. And I know the Jets are going to be investing big time in tight end. We will not be investing in Tyler Kroft, to say the least. He was hurt. Nice plays from here and there, but he spent too much time on injury reserve and not enough production value to justify coming back. Get younger at this position and bid Tyler farewell. Tevin Coleman, running back. Now, the Jets' run game was like a little conundrum this past year. We found our running back in Mike Carter for the future. Tevin Coleman looked pretty good. Austin Walter looked good. Michael Pirine was useless. Ty Johnson had his moments of bad and good. Coleman was actually really solid. He had 84 attempts, 356 yards, 4.2 yards per carry, and he had 11 catches for 49 yards. He was a signing that I felt good about considering his familiarity with the offense. He was on the 49ers. He was on the Falcons. He was really solid back. But he seems like a guy that just misses the mark. So many times, Coleman would just stumble and miss a big run by one step. Maybe he loses his balance. Maybe his ankle got hit in the middle of the pack. I don't know. He was good, but not great for us. And I don't see the Jets investing in a guy that's good but not great. There is so much value to be had in the middle rounds of the draft, particularly at running back. Look, Mike Carter was a 4th round draft pick. Why do we have to spend money on another running back? I like Coleman, but he's going to be in a spot like Crowder and like Cole. He's probably going to want a more prominent role in the offense and a solidified role. If he comes back here, he will definitely be the number 2 back, but another rookie running back that's probably going to be a bell cow with Carter, I could see him getting phased out. But hey, if he comes back, yes, I love it. If he doesn't come back, well, we didn't lose anything really there. So, see ya, Coleman. So that should wrap it up for this video, and thank you again for taking the time to watch it. I appreciate everybody's insight and everybody's support. And who do you think is going to stay? Who do you think is going to go? Do you agree with some of my picks? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you're looking for in the next future videos, and I appreciate everybody's work. And hey, have a great day. Thanks, guys.